Influencers and Instagram models seem like they have the perfect life. But one thing that is not so perfect is having to go back and forth with advertisers. Brand deals can make influencers a lot of money, but that doesn't mean that all that money doesn't come with a set of rules. I am counting down the top 10 strict rules influencers have to follow right now on IO. What is the cheese? Caught you off guard with that one, eh? You're watching IO, I'm Charlotte Dobre, blah blah blah, subscribe and like and follow us on social media. Cool, sounds good. Okay? So I know I like to criticize influencers a lot on this channel. Truth be told, a lot of the videos we post about influencers do well because everyone else loves it when we criticize influencers. If they didn't do well, we would have no reason to do it. Lots of people like to say that these people should get a real job, etc, because they don't actually work. Well, the thing is, yeah, they do work, and they work directly with advertisers, which means that sometimes their job is not as glamorous as it looks on Instagram. So let's just jump right into this one, shall we? Coming in at number 10, they aren't allowed to post memes. Unless a brand uses memes as a way of advertising, it's against the rules to post funny memes, supposedly. Number 1, being silly isn't necessarily how a serious influencer should want to be portrayed, which I guess I kinda disagree with, honestly. Humor is a great way to sell something, but I guess I don't really make the rules. As you probably know from complaining YouTubers, advertisers and brands are fickle. They don't want to be associated with anything controversial. It's why many controversial topics are demonetized. Memes often feature other brands, which is cross-promotion. For these reasons, influencers aren't allowed to post memes. That is sad. I love a good meme. At number 9, they can't use cheesy quotes. A lot of people don't know this, but influencers have to write their own copy, as in they have to write both the caption and the words that appear in their stories themselves. Then the copy has to be approved by the brand. If you're posting a quote and you're using it to advertise something, that's also could be considered infringing copyright. You're using someone else's words to sell something. One of my favorite influencers is the Birds Papaya, Sarah Nicole Landry. I've talked about her a couple times on this channel and she's extremely successful. She just hit 1 million followers. Her photos are shockingly real, but that's not all. I think she's successful largely in part due to her copy. Her words, the way that she writes is so relatable and vulnerable, and her entire Instagram is like a book of poetry. I feel like she's more of a writer than she is an influencer, but... At number 8, not enough likes. When you're pitching yourself to a brand, you have to provide your analytics and your average number of likes for each post. It's how they decide how much they want to pay you. If a particular post has less than the others, that decreases your average like count. It also just looks better for a brand. It gives the impression that you're very popular, with high engagement, so you must be a good person to follow, and people should trust your opinion when you recommend a product to them. Being an influencer means you have a lot of influence, success, popularity, all qualities that are overshadowed when your posts don't have enough likes. At number 7, they have to tell you if they hate it. Most of the time when you're being paid to promote a product, you're gonna say nice things about it. I'm not really sure what else you would do. You could give like an honest review and like mention a couple things. Oh, there's a little bit of fallout, but like there's fallout in everything. But if an influencer has a horrible experience reviewing a product, they can't technically say that it was an amazing experience. It would be difficult to figure out what an influencer's real opinion is on a product though. I don't know, I've never seen a hashtag sponsored post that's like, this was shitty. I feel like an influencer would just decide not to work with that brand. At number 6, they have to actually try the product. In December of 2019, a story about influencers being tricked into selling a diet drink made of cyanide went viral. Cyanide is deadly, and of course, there would never ever be a drink manufactured that has cyanide on the list of ingredients. But 3 influencers auditioned for the job and they all agreed to promote the deadly drink, clearly labeled with the words hydrogen cyanide, which of course they never tried because firstly it doesn't exist, and also had they tried it they would be dead. It makes you wonder if influencers are actually looking up the products they're promoting or if they're just doing it for a quick paycheck. Thankfully, the FTC influencer marketing rules have been updated to protect consumers. Influencers are not allowed to talk about their experience with a product or service that they haven't actually tried or used themselves, and it's a strict rule that they have to follow. Halfway there at number 5, they don't get to choose what they post. When you see a great sponsored post on social media, there is a high chance that it might not have even been an influencer's first choice of post. When an influencer does a brand deal, they have to provide multiple options of photos and also videos if they're doing stories. Unfortunately, that means that as an influencer, even if you really like a photo and you spend like an hour trying to get the perfect shot, the client can come back to you and tell you that they don't like it, or they like it but you know, they want something else. Maybe the brand wants you to change your outfit. Maybe they want you to include more branding in the post. Hold the product in a different way. Use the product. The post has to uphold the brand's image. Whatever the reason, influencers don't get the final say in what they're posting if it's a sponsored post. It's ultimately up to the client they're working with for that particular post. post. At number 4, they can't take a break from social media. Ever notice how nice it is to take a break from social media and just like live in the moment? Look at the actual concert instead of staring at it through your phone. Oh my god, that's like literally my pet peeve. Someone who posts like 10 million stories of a concert and it's just like, just all sounds like so terrible and they're like, just what? You're allowed 3 posts, okay? 3 posts. Back on topic. Yeah, if you want to be a successful influencer, social media has to be your #1 priority. Other than like maybe your husband and your parents. There are a lot of reasons why you have to keep at it. You have to continue to post to keep your engagement up, which makes you more attractive to advertisers. You have to constantly be studying the algorithm and trending hashtags to make sure your posts get seen. Basically, you're staring at your phone from sun up to sundown. I actually have a few friends who are full-time influencers and sometimes I get really pissed at them because they're always on their phones. They're like checking their likes and updating their stories. You know, granted, a lot of the time they're working, they're writing copy or responding to brands and clients, and like, yeah, brands sometimes can be a little bit annoying. It's like, can I get a minute? At number 3, they can't promote guns or vapes. Until recently, it was totally possible to promote controversial products on Instagram using the branded content tools. But as of December 2019, both Facebook and Instagram are no longer allowing influencers to promote tobacco, vaping, or weapons using branded content. You won't ever see a paid sponsorship tag on a post featuring vapes or guns. This decision came after the UK Advertising Standards Authority ruled that British American Tobacco can't use influencer marketing to advertise e-cigarettes. Up until this point, it was pretty much unregulated. Instagram has a pretty young demographic and the audience might be more easily susceptible to paid promotions done by famous influencers involving vapes. Jewel. Sorry, that was just something in my throat. At number 2, perfection is necessary. Unless the brand you're cultivating for yourself revolves around being body positive, as an influencer on social media these days, your body has to be banging. If it isn't, you're not only inviting more criticism for yourself, body shaming, backlash, certain brands won't even work with you. If you've seen my videos on the top 10 influencers who were body shamed on social media, you know that influencers get hate comments for everything. Be it the size of their waist, the size of their breasts, even the size of their pregnancy bellies. There have been influencers who criticize the industry because certain brands choose not to work with them because of their body types, which is why there's a lot of Facetune happening under our noses. To a certain extent, I get it. I get wanting to maintain a certain image because if you don't, you're gonna get hate. And now they're getting hate because they're using Facetune. Like, you can't win. The same goes for the way influencers curate their feed. When you're trying to take the job seriously, you've got to curate everything. Sometimes influencers don't even wear certain colors or use certain filters because they have to stick to a particular color palette. It sucks and it's annoying, but ultimately striving for perfection is part of the job. And at number 1, if it's an ad, they have to tell you. It used to be that you could do a brand partnership and you didn't have to disclose that it was an advertisement. But nowadays, if you're paid to promote a product, you have to say that it's an ad. Either by using something like a hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored, or Instagram started integrating paid partnership geotags for their sponsorships. Basically, you have to state that it's an ad at the front of your hashtags, not buried in a mess of hashtags. Several high-profile celebrities and influencers like Zoella, Rita Ora, and Ellie Goulding were under threat of potential jail time after their social media profiles were investigated by an advertising watchdog. In total, 16 celebrities were probed and called out for misleading advertisements, and all of them changed their posts. Even though this is one of the biggest rules influencers have to follow and it's a criminal offense if you don't abide by it, it's punishable by up to 2 years in prison, there are influencers who don't follow this rule. Alright guys, there you have it. Let me know what your thoughts are on this one down in the comments. For now, I'm gonna wrap this one up with some comment features. Jewel Nickerson said, I constantly feel like I'm losing brain cells on these vids, yet I can't stop watching. Yes, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. It's that one chick again called the Popo said. Sorry, great name. Instead of being like a news channel, it feels like my best friend is telling me something about something and I love it. And I also very much like your comment. That's pretty much what we go for. Minority said, takes off glasses, I've seen enough. That's enough internet for today. But wait, there's more. No, there isn't. But there's gonna be a playlist flashing on your screen in a couple seconds. You can click on it if you want. That is it for me. Leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'll see you guys next time.